streets? Whose streets? Let me hear everybody. Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? All right, make some noise if you're ready to fight back. All right, everybody, we're going to get started very soon. In the spirit of Dr. Martin Luther King, in the spirit of our Palestinian brothers and sisters, the freedom fighters and political prisoners who have been released, I want to hear everybody chant at the top of your lungs. Who's got the power? What kind of power? Who's got the power? What kind of power? Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Vance, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Vance, escucha, estamos en la lucha. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. 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 When Trump says get back, we say fight back. When Trump says get back, 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 when Bass says get back, when Newsom says get back, when Trump 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 says get back, 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 get back. That's right, we're gonna fight back today, tomorrow, next week, next month, until we win. I see the shirts right here that Altadena is not for sale. Is that right? That we are fighting for full compensation for everyone who is a victim of these completely avoidable fires. Is that right? Let me hear you say, Karen Bass, you're a liar. It's your fault our city's on fire. Karen Bass, you're a liar. It's your fault our city's on fire. Gavin Newsom, you're a liar. It's your fault our city's on fire. Gavin Newsom, you're a liar. It's your fault our city's on fire. Fire hydrants didn't flow. Where did all our money go? Fire hydrants didn't flow. Where did all our money go? Fire hydrants didn't flow. Where did all our money go? Fire hydrants didn't flow. Where did all our money go? When immigrants are under attack, what do? When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? When black lives are under attack, what do we do? When black lives are under attack, what do we do? When trans lives are under attack, what do we do? When trans lives are under attack, what do we do? 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 Let me say free, free Palestine. Occupation is a crime. Long live Palestine. Occupation is a crime. Intifada, intifada. Long live the intifada. Intifada, intifada. Long live the intifada. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Who's got the power? What kind of power? 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 What do we want? Justice. What do we want? And when do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? What do we want? And when do we want it? If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it. Money for jobs and education. Not for wars and deportations. Money for jobs and education. Not for wars and deportations. Money for jobs and education. Not for wars and deportations. Money for jobs and education. Not for wars and deportations. Whose streets? 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 Up, up, up with the people. Down, down, down with the bankers. Said up, up, up with the people. Down, down, down with Trump. Said up, up, up with the people. And down, down, down with Trump. Said up, up, up with the people. And down, down, down with Trump. Down, down, down with Trump. Let me say up, up, up with the workers. Down, down, down with the system. Say up, up, up with the workers. And down, down, down with the system. Say up, up, up with the teachers. And down, down, down with the bankers. Say up, up, up with the roofers. And down, down, down with the landlords. Say up, up, up with the people. And down, down, down with the system. Say up, up, up with the workers. And down, down, down with the system. Everybody make some noise if you're ready to fight back.
kind of power? What kind of power? That's right. Are we ready? Y'all fired up? Y'all sure? Are we ready to fight back? Up with the people. Down with Trump. Up with the people. Down with Trump. Up with the students. Down with Trump. Up with the teachers. Down with Trump. Up with the people. Down with Trump. Up with the students. Down with Trump. Up with the teachers. Down with Trump. The people united will never be defeated. Louder, the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The teachers united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated. Louder, the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The teachers united will never be defeated. The students united will never be defeated. Whose streets? 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 Woo! How are we feeling? Y'all need to be louder. We need to make our voices heard from LA to DC. Hey, ho ho! Insurance scams have got to go. Insurance scams have got to go. Hey, ho ho! Hey, ho ho! Insurance scams have got to go. Hey, ho ho! Insurance scams have got to go. No justice, no peace. 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 Hey, ho ho! LAPD's got to go. Louder, hey, ho ho! LAPD's got to go. Hey, ho ho! LAPD's got to go. Hey, ho ho! LAPD's got to go. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido. El pueblo unido No justice. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Louder. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. From Palestine to Mexico. All these walls have got to go. From Palestine to Mexico. All these walls have got to go. From Palestine to Mexico. All these walls have got to go. From LA to Palestine. All these walls have got to go. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Viva, viva Palestina. Viva, viva Palestina.
Thank you.
Viva, viva Palestina.
Viva, viva Palestina! I said, viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. All right, yo, welcome to our January 20th We Fight Back demonstration against the Trump billionaire agenda and the criminals here in City Hall in California. I want to ask you, if you're standing on the sides, please join the contingent. There's very beautiful contingents today of different groups out here showing solidarity, representing different struggles, all united against the Trump billionaire agenda and the bankrupt Democratic Party. Please join the demonstration so we can show them the full breadth of our people fighting back on day one. Before we begin, I do want to ask us if we could enter in a moment of silence for both the victims of the criminal negligence of the LA fires, and as well as the tens of thousands of martyrs in Palestine that have been dying since the brutal genocide of Israel since October 7 of 2023. Please join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. At the same time, though, we want to salute the heroic first responders that answered the call. Now, you know I'm not talking about the police or the National Guard who just stood there arresting people while Angelinos homes were burned and whose houses and possessions who were hungry. Instead of just standing there, they went and attacked our people and arrested them. I'm talking about the heroic people of Los Angeles who on day one answered the call when the government, either local or national, would not. I also want you to join me in saluting and once again commemorating the heroic, steadfast, and resilient struggle of the Palestinian people who have been fighting for a century now for their liberation, and they showed the world that despite the brutal suffering that they endured during the genocide and the bloodshed, they're still standing, they're still strong, and most of the terms that they were fighting for were won in the ceasefire. Give it up for Palestine. Free Palestine, y'all. You know, today is it's both a difficult and really a joyous moment. I say difficult because we know whose administration starts today, right? The racist, the bigoted, the billionaire Donald Trump, who already probably by today has plans, already has declared a national emergency on the border, right? Imagine that. While LA is going through its worst fire in history, where the resources of the country can be mobilized, when the funds of the Pentagon can be unlocked, instead of to go into war and destruction, he goes and turns his army of thugs of ICE against our immigrant communities and against our people. Boom! And I say it's a joyous day for one reason in particular that I want us to really ground ourselves in, which is the fact that today it was announced that after 50 years of being in the lion's den, of being in a brutal isolation in U.S. prison, Native American revolutionary Leonard Peltier is free. And this didn't happen because Biden had a change of heart, right? This didn't happen because it's let it be. It happened because of the historic fight of the people to free Leonard Peltier, who never gave up. You know, we had originally planned, obviously, the main message for today to be the fight back against the Trump administration, right? We have been saying on our message that we were not going to let what happened in 2016 happen again. I am talking about that when the electric and energetic fire and breath of the people were unleashed at first against the Trump administration, with the historic Women's March where millions of people went to the streets, with the historic struggle against the Muslim ban when people shut down airports everywhere, and the heroic immigrant community who is not going to stand tall, undocumented and unafraid against the Trump administration. And we say we're not going to let what happened in 2016 happen again, because only months later, the Democrats came and diffused that energy, right? They said, trust us. They said, we'll take care of it. And in return, when that energy dissipated, what did they give us? Nothing. They didn't give us power. They gave us politics as usual. They didn't give us liberation. They gave us distraction with Russiagate. Are we going to let that happen again? No. That was the plan. That is the plan. For today, on day one, to see the sea of Los Angeles coming out and telling Trump that we're not going to take it. But guess what? We have another enemy, because it's not just Trump, right? We're not friends to the Democratic Party, right? The criminal negligent party that have let tens of thousands of Angelenos, hundreds of thousands of Angelenos suffer during this fire. Are we gonna let that happen? No. Yes. So everything changed in the last 13 days when the fire started. And the people, when they saw the criminal negligence of their city and of their state and of their nation not going to their aid, we said we're gonna change the message of January 20th to be for full fire relief for the victims now. Jail the criminal negligent people in City Hall, in Sacramento, and in DC. We came to say, fight the fire, not the people. You know, it's so interesting, I said it earlier, when the fire started, they kept congratulating themselves time after time, interview after interview, of the great job that they were doing. They're ridiculous. So, but at the same time as they were congratulating themselves, they kept bragging about the number of people that were arrested, that were looting, right? That is so ironic, because the real looters, the real criminals are right here inside of City Hall. Yeah! The real looters and the real criminals are in Sacramento with Gavin Newsom. The real looters and real criminals are in Washington, D.C. with Trump and his gang of thugs, right? The real looters are the insurance scams and the insurance companies, right? The corporations who take advantage of suffering for greed, right? So that's our message today. And today, we're truly honored. We're going to hear from an amazing lineup of speakers. We have survivors of the fires of Eden that are here that are going to give their testimony. We have survivors from the hurricane relief, from Hurricane Helene in Asheville, North Carolina, who came here to give their testimony and show their solidarity. We have people that are going to speak on behalf of the organizations that, unlike the city, have been doing the job for the city and leading the relief efforts for the people. So without further ado, I want to bring up our first speaker. I want to invite Valeria Espinosa from McVer. Please help me welcome Valerie.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Valeria Espinosa, and I am a member of the Affirm LA chapter and a member of the Affirm International Committee. Affirm is an anti-imperialist, transnational feminist, woman of color-led organization. We were founded in 1989 and have chapters across the country, including in the illegally occupied Kingdom of Hawaii. I am here today because there is a war being waged on our community, one that targets people of color, immigrants, and women in this country. This war is being led by this very government, from the White House to LA City Hall, and it is fueled by capitalism. I stand here with heavy grief, knowing that LA histories and communities, particularly within the Black community, have burned alongside homes. But I am angry because politicians and employers are standing by and expect us to carry on with business as usual. Angry that ICE decided to conduct checkpoints in our city as communities were being reduced to ashes. Shame. Well, I am here to say that as a daughter of immigrants, as a woman community organizer, no more. Yeah. No more to how those in power treat us. No more to corporate greed over human lives. And we women here today, together like this in community, we pose a threat to those people in power because we are uniting from a position of strength. We are here not solely based on our shared oppression or our histories of violence. We are here uniting based on our shared resistance. Today is January 20th, and it marks the start of a new presidential term, the second for Donald Trump with his fascist and misogynist regime. Boo! But today instead, let this be a new mark where we declare and scream out our war cry no matter who sits in the Oval Office. We are here to tell those racist, capitalist, sexist, homophobic pigs that despite centuries of subjugation, despite them starving us, taking away our health care, cutting our public education, denying our reproductive justice, they have never and will never break the revolutionary spirit of women's resistance. As transnational feminists, we learn from the organizing lessons of our sisters in Latin America, currently on the front lines against the ruling class, such as the anti-militarist feminist network of Colombia, the Quechua women protecting the Amazon in Ecuador, and Las Rojas in Argentina, who are currently organizing feminist strikes and actions against the far-right leaders. They teach us that we must show our opposition publicly, organize and mobilize against financial warfare. So today I ask you, what are you willing to do to ensure we as a community win our liberation? We, the women of Affirm, march with you today in the tradition of the women on whose shoulders we stand on, because despite centuries of fascism, slavery, forced migration, and genocide, we will organize and resist again in what will be Trump's America. We women of color have always been on the front lines of resistance movements, from the guerrilla women of the FMLN to the women of the Black Power movement, to the thousands of women who led troops alongside Zapata and Carranza, to the Palestinian women who resist occupation to this day. So I want to end on this final thought. The wildfires have brought to light what we already know. Corporate greed in cahoots with negligent politicians will exploit those in their most vulnerable state and cost us our livelihoods. This re-election has amplified what we women, especially as transnational women of color, have endured over the centuries. Our survival depends on combating capitalist patriarchy on a daily basis. Are you with me? Are you with me? When our community is under attack, what do we do? When our community is under attack, what do we do? When women and children are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? Thank you.
Give it up for Valerie. Okay, how you feeling? All right, I really need your energy next, because I think we have a very beautiful moment that's coming up. The two speakers that I'm gonna bring up next are two survivors, not from natural disasters, but from criminal negligence, right? We're gonna have a survivor from the Altadena fire, from the Eden fire from Altadena, whose house was burned down. And we're gonna have another survivor who came all the way from Asheville, North Carolina, to speak about the criminal negligence of the government and FEMA. So I want you to please help me welcome both Shayna, Reed, and MJ on the stage. And I'm gonna bring Shayna first to speak, who is a survivor whose house was burned in Altadena by the Eden fire. Please help me welcome Shayna.
Hello. As stated, my home was burned in the Eden fire, a preventable fire. I'm not here to speak for all of Altadena, but I am here to share my story, and I'm here to remind the government and private property investors that Altadena is not for sale. Excuse me while I speak. As you can imagine, I'm still in a state of shock and grief, but I will try to get all of my points across. Altadena was such a beautiful community, and it was a diverse community with predominantly Black and Latino multi-generational families, including my own. I have family history in Altadena that dates back into the 1960s. So many people lost their homes. There are thousands of families displaced, and we demand full relief from our government. I want to take a moment to thank all of the community aid in Altadena, from the churches, small businesses, large businesses, and different organizations that have come together to help victims of this fire with donations, shelter, food, clothes. Your support is everything in a moment like this. There are still residents in Altadena whose homes have been lost or they're under mandatory evacuation, living in the Pasadena Civic Center shelter, or they're living in their cars. This is unacceptable. There are thousands of empty rental units throughout Los Angeles, and we need rent vouchers now for the people of Altadena. We also demand an immediate freeze on all mortgage and rent payments. Nobody should have to worry about their mortgage or their rent in a time where they've lost everything. And we need full funding to build our homes back before there is any talk about LA 2.0 and the 2028 Summer Olympics. We need to make sure that residents are able to build back their homes. Thank you all.
Thank you. Give it up for Shayie. And next, as I mentioned, in solidarity here, I want you to help me welcome MJ, who's a survivor from Asheville, North Carolina, from Hurricane Helena. Please help me welcome MJ.
Hi. So, as you know, Asheville got hit by a hurricane back in September, and the government came in and they said, "Yeah, we'll help. There was 439,000 homes that was affected through this hurricane, and 5,600 people were put in hotels through FEMA. As of, a month ago, FEMA started saying, here's the deadline. You got to get out of these hotels. They didn't see who was in these hotels. They didn't see the disabled and the elder that could not walk and couldn't speak for themselves. And so because a group knocked on my door, we stood up and fought for all of them. And thankfully, we were given the extensions through May as of right now, but we're still fighting and we're still demanding the assistance that they promised us, that our government, our city elected officials promised us. And so it was my hope that y'all receive this help, but be prepared for it not to be there. But as I know, Asheville will stand behind Altadena and stand with you to fight against the government and against this funding that's going towards these 3-year plans and these business developments that don't need to be there. Help with your people. Help these people that was affected. So from Asheville to Altadena, we demand full relief from FEMA. From Asheville to Altadena, we demand full relief from FEMA. From Asheville to Altadena, we demand full relief from FEMA. From Asheville to Altadena, we demand full relief from FEMA. From Asheville to Altadena, we demand full relief from FEMA. Thank y'all.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you, Shayie. And I want to very quickly discuss, if you see the people in the orange shirts in the front here in the banner, there's a website where you can go and sign the petition, which is lasurvivors.org. LAsurvivors.org. There's the banners on the front. And you could, LAfiresurvivors.org. The banners in the front, and you can get all the information. that will list all the demands that Shayna referenced, and as well as MJ. Thank you. Once again, give it up for them. All right, up next, I want to bring up James McVer. He's the president of the American Federation of Teachers 1521. Please help me welcome James.
It is such a privilege to be in a space with so many people that embody the true MLK. And the true MLK was fighting for workers' rights. He died on the balcony of Memphis while he was there for a sanitation strike, because he knew that was the next step in the civil rights movement, ensuring that workers can live a quality life and get an enjoyable wage. He fought against war. He was pro-peace through and through. And he lost popularity because he stood up against the Vietnam War. People's lives matter. AFT 1521's hearts, souls, minds, and prayers go out to all those who have been displaced or have lost property or lost their homes due to the fire. We need to remember it's not just homeowners, it's people who rented as well. And many of those people who rented do not have renter's insurance. They just lost everything without even being able to go to an insurance company that quite honestly would probably deny them anyway. But I'm going to say this, we're going to get through it because we live in the greatest city on the planet. We live in Los Angeles. Los Angeles, we fight. Los Angeles, we work together. Los Angeles, we care about each other. It's the city that raised me, and I love this city to death. So I'm so glad to be here with you. I want to talk a little bit about education, because it's important to me. I did not come from a traditional background of most academics. My father did not have a high school diploma. My mother had a high school diploma, but no college degree. My father, he was a drug dealer. He was also a fixer for a group called The Family in Pacoima. And because of that, I had no idea how to get through college. In high school, I had a child, and I was a single father, and I moved out while I was still in high school. But right across the street from my high school was Los Angeles Valley College, a community college, that allowed me to hang out for 9 years to get my degree. 9 years to get a 2-year degree. And we are here today because we need to fight for the right for every Los Angelino to be able to do the same thing. Take as long as you need. Do whatever it takes to be able to get that degree. But we also have to remember something they forget to tell us. California, college should be free. It says in the master plan, which has not been changed, I double-checked this morning so I can give you nothing but facts, that college is free. Does it feel free to you? No. Tuitions in community college in 1954. This is at the time of Brown versus Board of Education. For UC campuses was $50 to $100 a semester. A semester. Over at community college itself, it was 100% free. At the Cal States, the tuition was cheaper than what it is today. It's only about $3,000 a year, okay, that you could go to college there. But let me say this. Well, I'm sorry, today is $3,000 a year. Today, community college is $46 a unit. Community college went from free to $46 a unit. 12 units is a full load. Cal States are currently right now at $3,500, and they're going to be raising those tuitions by 5% in the next few years. Also, the UCs are at $15,000 now to go to a UC. Let me ask you, when it was only white people who could go to college, why the hell was it free then? All of a sudden, 10 years after Brown versus Board of Education, we decide in the 1970s under Ronald Reagan, during the height of the Black Power movement, during the height of the Brown Power movement, the height of the Asian Power movement, we decided that we are going to raise tuitions. And the reason why is education's a dangerous thing to put into people's hands. And they don't want you to have it. They also don't want you to get the education for another reason. They need people to work at Amazon. They need people to work at Walmart. You all saw that when Donald Trump first got elected, they sent out texts nationwide to African American students saying on January 20th, report to the fields. They're saying basically they're going to put us back in the fields picking cotton. We're done with that. We're never going to go back to that. But why are they saying it? Because they're also talking about deporting the labor that services all of us in this space right now and in this country. Undocumented workers, immigrant labor touches all our food, produces all our food, and they're being exploited. We live, I can't even say it's cheap cost for food anymore, but it's cheaper than it would be if we were doing the job. Because quite honestly, you couldn't pay us enough to go out there and work in the conditions that our undocumented immigrant brothers and sisters work in. So now, the more we fight, the more to get ahead, the more they push us back. And currently, right now, with the current felon and sexual predator taking office today, we have to fight harder than ever against their anti-union, anti-people of color, anti-woman, anti-immigrant, anti-LGBTQIA, anti-education, and anti-humanity, human decency agenda. We have to fight hard. We have to maintain access for college education for all people in the city of Los Angeles and the state of California. We have to work to lower tuitions, not maintain tuitions. The average student loan today is $100,000. I agree, that's the price of homes in some parts in the United States. How the hell are you going to get a home loan when you already got a home loan for your education? No one's going to give you that home loan. So we have to fight for free college. We have to ensure spaces and protections for our most vulnerable. Immigrants, women, people of color, and the LGBTQIA community must feel protected on our campuses. We have to ensure academic freedom. And what do we mean by that? Currently, right now in Florida, they're banning the discipline I teach, sociology. All right? Why? Because we tell you the emperor has no clothes. We tell you the truth about what's going on. And they want to ban anyone in ethnic studies, in English, in philosophy, or any other discipline that teaches the truth. They want us to continue to teach the myths we grew up with, like Columbus discovered America. How the hell did Columbus discover something that already existed? That's a lesson in white supremacy. Nothing existed until they claim it exists. And we teach that that's not true, and we're going to continue to do so. So I just want to finish with this. Education is emancipatory. It frees the mind, the body, and the soul. It lifts the burden from our shoulders and the veil from our eyes. It creates opportunity and challenges power. That is why they don't want us to have it. That is why they continue to deny it to us. And that is why we must fight. This is our city, our state, our lives. And we do not go down in Los Angeles without a fight. Because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, thank you, Los Angeles.
Give it up for James. So how does it go? Money for jobs and education. Not for war and occupation. Money for jobs and education. Not for raids and deportations. All right. All right, so we're going to move the program along. I want you to please help me welcome Marissa Bod. Marissa Bod is an actress and advocate. Please help me welcome Marissa.
Wait, you want to hold it?
I'll keep it right here, sorry. Okay. How's everybody doing today? Hello, thank you all for being here. I'm Marissa. I most recently played Nessa Rose in the film Wicked. I'm an actress. But more importantly, I'm a proud member of this community we have here today. And again, I want to thank you all for being here. If there's one thing that history has shown time and time again, it's how incredibly important community is. Forming community is how and where we can listen to one another, share ideas, and formulate plans to create a more safe, inclusive, and sustainable world for us all. As a disabled actress in a major film, one of the most popular talking points in the majority of my interviews was about representation. And while representation is incredibly important, what catastrophic disasters like the LA fires have reminded me is that representation isn't the only thing that will save us. Representation hardly scratches the surface of the deep-rooted systematic failures upheld by our government. These fires are a nightmarish reminder that climate change and the climate crisis is not only here, but those in power are practically roasting marshmallows watching it all happen. I've watched the effect these fires have on the LA community. I've seen how it's affected the disabled community. Things non-disabled people don't always think of, like packing extra medical supplies and packing medication as quickly as our bodies allow us, are very real and scary things disabled people do have to think about. In my case, I had evacuated to my partner's place in Long Beach, only to realize I hadn't packed enough medication. Now I'm still in the process of finding a primary care doctor and figuring out my California insurance here, as I'm still on my parents' family plan insurance in Wisconsin, which is where I'm from. Typically I have my medication shipped here. After calling my doctor, I had him do an emergency refill to a pharmacy here. I went to the pharmacy only to be told, even in emergency, it'd be about $1,000 out of pocket. As the pharmacist looked at me, waiting for me to say something, I decided in that moment that it was in my financial best interest to cancel the refill and pray I would be able to get back to my apartment before my body was too negatively impacted by the absence of my vital medication. Thankfully, I got lucky, but that is simply not the case for many other disabled people out there. Not being able to access medication is common for disabled people, especially in a climate emergency. Not being able to afford medication or have insurance approval is common for disabled people and all people. Meanwhile, our representatives, both Democrat and Republican, voted almost unanimously on a TikTok ban. The one thing they could agree on was banning an app where they know community is formed, where they know on-the-ground reporting and information is communicated in an instant. Our unity scares them because they know we're no fools. They know we will no longer fall for their buzzwords, performativity, and blatant lies. Our government, Trump, and his cult-like followers are constantly putting the United States on a rose-covered pedestal when talking about freedom and free speech. What Trump and the rest of the government fail to realize is the roses are and always have been an illusion. Underneath the wilted and unkept roses is shit. And they reek of fascism and censorship. About 6 years ago, here at City Hall, I was in these streets marching for climate justice. And while those in power hide in their bunkers, counting on us to get tired and give up, I, for one, am done waiting for them to come out from hiding. We stand here at City Hall, right on their doorsteps, to pull them out ourselves. So I speak here on Inauguration Day today, surrounded by you all, my community, to yell a not-so-gentle reminder. We cannot and will not fight this fight without intersectionality. Disabled people, gay, trans, Palestinian, no one in any minority or group or community gets left behind. We have to stay conscious and be aware of our neighbors. That is where we find the most strength, and that is where we win. Thank you.
I'm going to lower it so they can get up real quick.
Give it up one more time for Marissa. All right, now I want you to help me bring up Kenia Alcocer.
Todo lo que hace Donald Trump es lo único que está mal. Sabemos que no es cierto. Todo lo que ha hecho el Partido Demócrata desde Obama ha sido deportar, ha sido no ayudar a la gente más necesitada y pobre. Lo vimos durante Katrina, los hemos visto durante todas las crisis económicas de este país. En el 2008 mucha gente perdió su vivienda y no nos hemos recuperado desde entonces. Crisis tras crisis tras crisis. ¿Y quién saca de esas crisis a este país? Nosotros somos los trabajadores esenciales que necesitan para que trabajemos y nos moramos trabajando mientras ellos no nos dan ningún tipo de alivio. Necesitamos que congelen las rentas, necesitamos que paguen los desalojos, necesitamos que den toda la ayuda posible para que las comunidades se reconstruyan, pero se reconstruyan en la imagen de lo que necesitamos, no de lo que ellos quieren. ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? Entonces, si hay una deportación en Los Ángeles, ¿de quién es la culpa? Del concilio, que no ha pasado nada para darnos una ciudad santuario con garantías. Si hay un desalojo de nuestras comunidades, ¿de quién es la culpa? Del concilio, que no ha pasado ninguna ley para proteger a los inquilinos. Si siguen habiendo incendios en el estado de California, ¿de quién es la culpa? Del concilio, que no está dando el suficiente dinero para nuestras comunidades para que estén seguras. Menos dinero para la policía, más dinero para nuestras comunidades, porque la primera respuesta rápida en estas comunidades fuimos nosotros. Nuestras comunidades fueron las que salieron a apoyar a esas comunidades. Nuestras comunidades son las que han estado pasando mascarillas, agua, comida, limpiando esas calles para asegurarnos de que nuestras comunidades estén seguras. ¿Por qué? Porque solo el pueblo salva al pueblo, y eso lo sabemos. So very briefly in English, we know that they are going to hide, that city council and every Democrat's going to hide behind the mask of Donald Trump, saying that Donald Trump's the responsible one. But here I am here to say that if a person from Los Angeles is deported, whose fault is it? It's City Hall's. Why? Because City Hall has not passed sanctuary city that really protects our communities. It's only in writing. We want to see action. If a person is evicted from our communities, whose fault is it? City Hall, because they're not protecting us. We need an eviction moratorium for all. We need a rent freeze for all. If fires or any ecological devastation happens and we're not protected, whose fault is it? It's City Hall's, because they keep giving the money to the police department that doesn't protect us. They need to give that money to our communities. Who was the first responders in those fires? It was us, going to those communities, giving water, masks, passing out and distributing all the donations, clearing debris in those streets. It was our communities who were the first responders, calling each other to make sure that everybody was okay. Our communities defend themselves, and we need that funding to come back to our communities. We don't need a police department that comes when crime happened already, because we're there in our neighborhoods making sure crime doesn't happen at all. We're there with our communities making sure that things are okay. When the city doesn't do its job, it is our members that are on the streets cleaning them. It is our members that are on the streets repaving them. It is our members that are on the streets doing the work that needs to be done. So that's why the funding should go to us, to our neighbors, to our people. And that is why we're saying also, Give the funding to the communities to be rebuilt, but not in the images of investors and not in the image of the banks, but in the image of what the community needs. Community centers, whether they need more housing for folks, affordable housing is not a reality. We need free housing for everybody. And just to be clear, there is enough housing right now in Los Angeles to house everybody. We need them to repossess every single empty unit, especially here in these fancy buildings, for people to be housed. This is something that we need today, and they can do it. There's just no political will. And that is why we know that we need to fight Trump, and we know that we need to fight his fascism, but we also know that in the state of California, which is one of the bluest states in the nation, our biggest enemies are the Democrats, because they're not doing their job. Thank you.
Give it up for Kenya. All right, our next speaker, I want you to help me please bring up Nusa from the International League of People's Struggles. Please help me welcome Nusa.
Good afternoon, everybody. I just want to make sure that the people in the back can hear us okay. So for those of you who don't know, can you join me in a chant? When I say, what's stronger than a fascist, I want you all to respond as loud as you can all the way to the back with the power of the masses. Can we do that? Yeah. What's stronger than a fascist? Power of the masses. What's stronger than a fascist? Power of the masses. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. My name is Nusa with the International League of People's Struggle. We are a global alliance of anti-imperialist and grassroots organizations fighting to unite the people's movement to address our basic issues and fight against our common enemy of imperialism. Today, as we all know, Donald Trump officially assumes the presidency. The very Donald Trump who leads the faction of the ruling class, which has made itself clear to be most openly against the people, who has shown itself to be most decisive to not only neglect our people, but to openly attack us. For those of you who couldn't muster listening to Donald Trump's speech this morning, I'll share with you a little snippet. He started off today by saying he intends to usher in the quote-unquote golden age of America. And just after saying that, he made very clear what he means. The golden age of America is one with more war and militarization around the world and in our homelands. The golden age of America is one where our people are displaced and migrants are forced to leave their homelands due to the very policies of the U.S., only to face further displacement and attacks here in this country as they fight for basic livelihood. The golden age of America is one where workers are pushed into further suffering, all for the benefit of the big businesses who flourish off of their exploitation. And the golden age of America is one where the resources of the land will continue to be plundered as the environmental crisis ravages the world. That is what the golden age of America means. And despite Trump's promises that he will fix the problems of our society, we must make very clear that Trump is a liar. Trump and the Republican Party are no friends of the people. They are our enemies. But there's one very important thing. Our communities are experienced in struggle. Long before Trump took power, our communities have been fighting every expression of the worsening economic crisis, fighting every place the U.S. war machine rears its ugly head. We have been fighting and defending ourselves against neglect and attacks by the state, and the problems of lack of housing, low wages, lack of access to health care, and direct assault on our people will only get worse under Trump. So for those of you here, we must continue to fight day in and day out, because we know that in order to end fascism, we must decisively take up the struggle against the imperialist system whose own crisis allows fascism to exist. And so today, look around at all the people here. You do not just represent you, but you represent all of the people in our homelands who we are separated from. You represent all of your neighbors who lost their homes to the fires. You represent everyone who is forced to continue working today just to survive. Today, you bring the calls and demands of all of these people. You are joined by thousands across this country who are demanding a better world, and you are committing to bringing millions more who have yet to be reached together to organize and fight and to change this society. And so I want to close by today as I lose my voice a little bit. Our enemy may look strong now, but we cannot forget the lessons of history. Our people struggle here and all across the world show that we know what it takes to topple a fascist. The people of Palestine who are fighting to the death against the US-backed Zionist genocidal regime, they know what it takes. The people of Korea who have been fighting against US imperialist war provocations and who recently went toe-to-toe with the Yoon fascist president know what it takes. The people of the Philippines who are fighting a people's war and have toppled the fascists before, they know what it takes. And the people of Los Angeles and in this country, we know what it takes to topple a fascist. Every single fascist regime in history has shown itself to be paper thin under the full might and unity of a people's movement. And we are determined to build that people's movement. So as loud as you can when I say what's stronger than a fascist, I want you to say the power of the masses. Are you ready? What's stronger than a fascist? The power of the masses. What's stronger than a fascist? The power of the masses. Thank you, everyone.
All right, give it up for Nusa. I really want you, all the people on the sidelines, all the people in the back, to give all your energy to the next speaker. It is an honor to bring in Ramy from the Palestinian Youth Movement. Please help me welcome Ramy.
Say it loud and say it clear. Liberation is near. Say it loud and say it clear. Liberation is near. Say it clear and say it loud. Gaza, you make us proud. Thank you. After 15 months of unimaginable horror in Gaza, Palestinians have emerged victorious. And despite what Trump, Biden, or anyone else says, the United States and Israel have failed in Gaza. They have achieved none of their objectives. The Israeli army is broken. Netanyahu's cabinet is falling apart. The Zionist morale is shattered. And even the Israeli press is now reporting the reality that Israel couldn't win. Israel could not win, and the Palestinian people, like the people of the world, will write their own history. Despite immense American support, the Israeli army could not divide and colonize the Gaza Strip. Gaza's resistance not only survived, but it thrived. Prisoners are finally returning home to their loved ones. Displaced Palestinians are returning to the destroyed homes and promising to rebuild. Look no further than the joyful scenes coming from Gaza and Ramallah to understand that this ceasefire agreement is a victory for all of Palestine and for all people of conscience around the world. May the scenes of hope fuel our struggle and re-energize us to continue the fight for full liberation. The path to liberation is long, and it is our duty to Palestine to confront the brutality of Zionism and U.S. imperialism with ever more vigor. We will never forget that this is an American and bipartisan genocide. The U.S. provided tens of billions in funding for this war on Palestinian life. U.S. media outlets manufactured consent for this genocide by promoting known lies. American universities and police continue to suppress protests and quell dissent. The U.S. not only fueled the genocide, but they went after all those who stood up for it. Shame. As Palestinians, we are clear-headed that it is American imperialism, represented by both parties and the ruling class, that continues the Zionist occupation of Palestine. The genocidal Biden administration was not our friend, and neither is the incoming administration. The ceasefire deal and the historic prisoner release it includes was not given to us by Trump. It is not his, nor his administration's gift to the Palestinian people. No. It was won by the steadfastness and the unyielding resolve of the Palestinian people of Gaza. In the past 15 months, our fight has become more international than ever. We know that people around the world are ready to raise and carry the banner for our cause. And as they do, they fight the billionaire and global ruling class agenda wherever they are. It is our duty to halt Zionism's genocidal agenda. The U.S. continues to send billions to Israel, while America burns and people here lose their homes, jobs, and rights. Shame. Moreover, logistics companies like Maersk, operating out of our backyard in New York and New Jersey and here, provide an unending flow of military components, without which this U.S. genocide would have been impossible. The site of struggle is right here. And we join with all people in struggle against the billionaire agenda that profits from genocide and destruction. Our fight is just beginning. The task ahead is the full liberation of Palestine. Gaza has shown the world that that the impossible can be achieved. And it is up to us to carry that spirit forward, no matter who is representing U.S. imperialist interests. Number one terrorists, U.S. imperialists. One more time. Number one terrorists, U.S. imperialists. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Brick by brick, wall by wall. Imperialism will fall. Thank you.
Give it up for Ramy and the Palestinian youth movement. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Are you ready to march? Yeah. Are you ready to show Trump what we got? We got a few other speakers, a couple of speakers, and then we'll start marching. Up next, as you can see, we have a lot of labor being represented today. Give it up for labor. Earlier, we heard from American Federations of Teachers. Now, I want you to help me welcome Annie Valeria Espinosa. Annie is the chair of United Auto Workers, Local 4811. Please help me welcome Annie.
LA, are we ready to fight? Yeah. Are we ready to fight? Yeah. Are we ready to fight? Yeah. It's an honor to be in the streets today. Like workers across the country who are denouncing the billionaire agenda that Trump defends, that Trump represents. An agenda that does not speak for us. That's it. Because for as much as Trump is talking about being an outsider to DC politics, being an outsider to the rotten nature of US politics, he's nothing but the embodiment of the greed and the capitalist greed that has our communities struggling and suffering today. And because we know this, and we have seen the union busters he's putting in office in his own cabinet, we should be ready to receive the attacks and to fight against them. We should be ready and we should expect attacks on immigrant workers. Without their labor, our city and our country would not run. We should expect attacks on healthcare workers who put everything on the line so that women's bodily autonomy is respected. We should expect attacks on the very institutions that allow workers to unionize and to fight. And we should also expect attacks on workers of good conscience who have stood up against the genocide of the Palestinian people. Because the question is not what they're capable of doing. We understand the immorality of their soul. But the question is, what are we going to allow them to do? What are we going to allow them to get away with? And if we know anything about the history of the labor movement in this country, I think there's many lessons for us. Because when workers came together to get unions for the first time, the conditions were no less dire than what they are today. We have to think back to 1936, when auto workers across Michigan took over entire plants. And what did the state do? They called it illegal. Shame. They sent the full force of the police to attack them. To attack them for asking for dignified pay. Shame. Shame. But they didn't give up. And because they did not give up, we now have unions. And because they didn't give up, we know what it looks like to fight back. So are we going to fight back? Are we going to fight back? Because for workers, it's not about whether we want to fight. We have to fight for our lives, for our futures, for our entire communities. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to do that? And if we know anything about history, we also know that Inauguration Day has meant nothing to our workers. Because even under the so-called most pro-union president, we are constantly under attack. In fact, there are fewer workers in unions today than before the first day of the Biden presidency. Shame. Shame. My own co-workers in the University of California had to fight for nearly 20 years so workers like myself could actually get a union under a democratic establishment. And we had to fight. And we won. We actually won. So we can actually win if we're organized. And we know that the moment is calling for bravery and for courage. We have to be as courageous as the first workers who stood up for a union. We need to be brave in the face of repression. We need to stay united as we build our movement, not only in our workplaces, but also in our streets. And as workers, we must remember that we have nothing to lose but our chains. So it is time to fight back, and it is time to win. Thank you.
Give it up for Annie. All right, when we started, and Kenya did too, we gave a shout out to the first responders, the people that came to the scene and responded when the criminal negligent government didn't, right? So now I want you to salute and give a shout out to one of those that's gonna come up next, who is Nancy Mesa, who is here with Endalon. If you don't know, Endalon, the National Day Labor Organizing Network, since day one, organized fire brigades to clean up Pasadena, to clean up the debris, to do what the city wouldn't do. Give it up for Nancy.
I want y'all to follow me in a chant real quick that I love doing. La policía, la migra, la misma porquería. La policía, la migra, la misma porquería. La policía, la migra, la misma porquería.
La migra, la misma porquería. Gracias. I am incredibly honored and humbled today to come and speak on behalf of the National Day Labor Organizing Network. The compas couldn't be here today because they're at the Pasadena Job Center. They've been there since 7 in the morning. Hundreds of people, volunteers, showed up today, and they've been doing it since day one. Why? Because as immigrants, especially now Pasadena, that is their community, that is their home, and they're not gonna just stand by and watch it burn, right? We're gonna step in, and we're gonna be doing something about it. So, as a humble offering, because we couldn't come in mass, we kind of unearthed these old posters here. So some of y'all were able to get them. You know, we were able to pass out about 100 of them. But I just wanted to share that this image here is by artist Ernesto Llerena and Sac de la Rocha. And it's 15 years old. Like, we had to unleash it from the vault. We had to be like, where's that box? And I share this because the fight, let me rephrase that. I share that because the attacks on immigrants, the attacks on immigrant workers is not nothing new, right? It's not nothing new, right? It is the cowardly actions of politicians who have nothing else to show for their work, right? But what we know is that immigrants are human beings, right? That no human being is illegal, right? And also that we have fucking power, right? And just like the day laborers who every day show up to the day labor center at 7 a.m., even though we start at 8, right? Llegan temprano, they come on time. We do the work that we do out of love, right? Out of love. And this poster is also really important because 15 years ago, Angela led this campaign called the Not One More campaign, where we actually started challenging deportations one by one. If we saw La Migra, we saw ICE in someone's home, we didn't wait, we took action, right? We did everything in our power to stop these deportations, right? We started forming rapid response networks 15 years ago, right? We started forming comités de defensa, popular defense committees for immigrants 15 years ago. And what we saw is that it worked. What we saw is that when you challenged ICE, because they're liars, right? And they will lie and deceive you. When we stand up and actually defend our communities, and I say defend, people stopped detention buses. People infiltrated detention centers, right? People put their bodies on the line in between ICE vans and homes so there would not be a raid. So today, we're not only unboxing, right, this old relic of 15 years ago, but also the tactics. Because they work. So that's just kind of, I wanted to share there a glimpse of hope of, like, you know, sanctuary cities, quote unquote sanctuary cities like LA will be a target, right? Why? Because the Trump administration is trying to divide us, right? They will try to divide us. They will continue to lie and criminalize immigrants, and they will continue the misinformation. And we have to push these guys right here who call this building their work to actually defend us, right? And defend these policies. But it's gonna be up to us to defend each other, right? And we can because we have, right? So as we enter this new administration, right? Trump 2.0, right? A lot of us were there crazy in the airports, right? Fighting back the first time, right? We got to bring that same energy, right? Got to bring that same energy because we're going to need it, right? And for immigrants, just know that we're not showing up afraid, right? We are showing up organized, right? We are showing up prepared, and we are showing up with acts of solidarity. Yeah, so I did want to share a few words from the compas, from the Day Labor Center. And I just want to share that at this moment, it's important. You know, our motto today, we held our own action this morning at 8 a.m. with music, right, and full of love and solidarity. But yeah, our motto for today is no distractions, no fear. There's work to do. And for us, we view the Job Center as a trench in where we are battling the fear and division of Trump and his accomplices. And our work We want our work to offer a new vision for our community and society, right? That shows and demonstrates a community that's built from the bottom up, that's based on equity and solidarity and not charity. And lastly, just to wrap it up, at Enderlon, you know, we have this saying, we are guided by this principle called, that we say, solo el pueblo salva el pueblo. Only the people can save the people. As immigrants, we are not waiting to be rescued. We are mobilizing to protect and help our community, immigrant to immigrant, neighbor to neighbor, and friend to friend. So we are meeting this moment with power. And one thing is that we're gonna need all of y'all here, right? We're gonna need everyone here to stand up and support and materially show immigrants that you love them. And also to say, right, as Enderlon, we are going to be hosting a Asamblea Popular, a popular assembly, early February, bringing folks together. We know these attacks are going to start, or already started, right? And shit's going to happen as soon as tomorrow, right? So we are going to be providing spaces to organize. So please follow us on social media. We're also, you know, like I said, the different defense committees have been forming, will continue to form. If you want to form one, we can help you out, but we want to support, you know, las comités de defensa, the neighborhood committees, to form so you could all gain the skills that we know work to defend and keep our people free. Yay! So I'm gonna just end it with the last chant that says, solo el pueblo salva el pueblo. 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 Only the people save the people. Only the people save the people. Only the people save the people. Gracias.
All right, give it up for Nancy. All right, we're down to our last two speakers that we're gonna march. I want you next to please help me welcome Bambi Salcedo. Bambi is a world-renowned transgender Latina activist, president of Trans Latina Coalition, and founder of the Center for Violence Prevention and Transgender Wellness. Please help me welcome Bambi.
What's up, beautiful people? I say, what's up, beautiful people? I say, what's up, beautiful people? Gracias a Dios, gracias a la vida y gracias a la tierra en la cual estamos aquí hoy en día. I always acknowledge our higher power, my higher power, who I choose to call God, the land where we're standing on today. And of course, I want to acknowledge you, beautiful and amazing people, for being here today, for standing here today, and for standing up to the bullshit. I am a very proud trans Latina mujer emigrante indocumentada who has power. As you know, the current administration right now has a specific agenda to try to erase our existence. But this is not new. They have been trying to erase that existence for the past 500 years. And they have not been successful. And they will not be successful. I want for all of us to remember that each of us have power individually, but we also have power as a community. And we need to fuck shit up. We cannot stand on the sidelines and be complacent and think that this is not my issue. This is all of our issue. And so I want to invite you to know what the county budget is, what the city budget is, and influence the resources that are allocated. We should not be giving billions of dollars to LAPD or the sheriffs. We should be giving money to the people. Because the people deserve to have dignified lives. And we need to fuck shit up. We need to be radical as we are and get into those holes and shut it down. Can we shut it down? Can we shut it down? Can we shut it down? Now we're gonna show our power and we're gonna walk and we're gonna let all the world know that we as people have power. And we're gonna let them know that we are going to organize and radicalize and fuck shit up. So let's fuck shit up on the streets. Whose streets? Whose streets? Whose streets? When I say people, you say power. People. 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 That's right. Let's fuck shit up.
Give it up for Bambi one more time. All right, so up next, I want to invite Shayie Bod from the Party for Socialism and Liberation. The Party for Socialism and Liberation, along with many other organizations that are here today, on day one after the fire, we're out there offering relief, talking to victims, and doing a lot of relief work. Give it up for Shayie. Give it up for Shayie one more time. Are you ready to march? Yeah. All right, we're gonna march. Now while the truck gets ready to lead in the march, I want you to go ahead and follow me with some chants, right? You ready? Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell you, I come from a tradition of call and response, okay? So when I say something, you say it in response. We get it? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna do a little chant that we wanna feature, which goes, Gov't Nusa, you're a liar. It's your fault our town's on fire. Are we ready? Gov't Nusa, you're a liar. Gov't Nusa, you're a liar. Gov't. unido
jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido
Jamás será vencido.
When Trump says get back, we say fight back. When Trump says get back,
We say fight back.
Trump says get back.
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 We say fight back.
Get back.
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 Fight back.
Trump says get back.
We say fight back.
All right, yo, I'm noticing some imbalances on this side. We got the loudest people right here. I don't think this side is gonna let them beat them. Are you gonna let that happen? All right, come on. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people.
The power of the people don't stop.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people.
The power of the people don't stop.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people.
The power of the people don't stop.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people.
The power of the people don't stop.
Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people.
The power of the people don't stop.
All right, I'm gonna say, what do we want? You say full compensation. When do we want it now? You ready?
Yes!
What do we want?
Full compensation.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Full compensation.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Full compensation.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Full compensation.
When do we want it?
Now.
And if we don't get it? And if we don't get it?
Shut it down.
And if we don't get it?
Shut it down.
And if we don't get it?
Shut it down.
I said if we don't get it?
Shut it down.
I said if we don't get it?
Shut it down.
I said if we don't get it?
Shut it down.
What do we want?
Full compensation.
When do we want it?
Now.
Up with the people.
Up with the people.
Down with Trump.
Down with Trump.
Up with the people.
Up with the people.
Down with Trump.
Down with Trump.
Up with the people.
Up with the people.
Down with Trump.
Down with Trump.
Up with the people.
Up with the people.
Down with Trump.
Down with Trump.
When immigrants' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When immigrants' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When women's rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When women's rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight
I
back.
said when trans rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
So if you're joining us now, welcome to the Los Angeles demonstration against Trump, the counter inauguration as they're calling it. This is one of 80 demos happening across the United States. And obviously one of the big themes here isn't just resistance to Trump, but demands for full compensation for the victims of the LA fires. There have been many LA fire survivors here. Can we move? So again, yes, one of the big themes today is compensation for the victims of the LA fires. There are many fire survivors here, some of whom shared their stories. There was even someone from Asheville, North Carolina. This is someone who went through Hurricane Helene, who came out here to give her testimony about her story and basically expressing solidarity with the people here in Altadena, Pasadena, in Los Angeles, who have also been affected by these fires. But, as you can see, there are many different, there's a very broad coalition that's been built here, united by all the different pinpoints that Trump is attacking the working class on, whether it's immigrants' rights groups, tenants, unions, anti-war protesters. There are many different themes, and obviously, his broad strokes approach, his promise to attack so many different communities has really brought together a huge coalition of resistance that you've probably been watching taking place around the country today. It sounds like tonight, it sounds like Trump is going to be attacking immigrant communities especially, but everyone right out the gate. There are reports that he's preparing to conduct his raids, the mass deportation campaign that he continues to promise, in cities starting tonight. And obviously here in Los Angeles, there's a big immigrant population, citizens and non-citizens. So that's been a big issue here. So we're leaving City Hall right now, and we're marching through the streets of Los Angeles. But you can hear they're chanting against Gavin Newsom. And one of the themes, or one of the important things to know is people. If you were listening to the program, someone was talking about this plan to create an LA 2.0. That's what Gavin Newsom is basically calling his plan to rebuild Los Angeles. And obviously the question is, what will an LA 2.0 be? And you hear the protesters condemning Gavin Newsom right now. Well, Gavin Newsom came out and announced his plan. I mean, he's being very vague about it, but he named one person who's going to oversee the rebuilding of Los Angeles, Steve Soboroff, who's a real estate developer. So, I think a lot of people here are very nervous. They're worried, and they're also, prepared to fight against any attempts to basically for the real estate industry to capitalize off of this disaster. And that's something. I was out in Altadena yesterday talking with someone who lost his home, and he was saying that literally the day his house burned down, he was getting calls from real estate developers offering money to buy his land. So that's really how it is out here. These real estate developers are sort of they're circling Los Angeles like vultures. So really, that's the billionaire agenda here in California, but it's sort of, and counter to that is the demand for full compensation for the fire victims. Can you grab someone?
Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets?
Oh, yeah.
Our streets. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? When Trump says get back, we say fight back. We say fight back. When Trump says get back, we say fight back. When Trump says get back, we say fight back. When Trump says get back, we say fight back. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. Up with the people! Up with the people! Down with Trump!
Against the rules, against Medicaid cuts, against depriving people and medical services. We're fighting back.
We're fighting back. All right, I think we have someone coming from the Altadena is Not for Sale group. That's what the shirts say, which is a neighborhood that was affected by the fires. Hey, how's it going? So you want to introduce yourself?
I'm MJ. I'm from Asheville, North Carolina.
And tell our audience your story.
So I was a victim of Hurricane Helene in Asheville, North Carolina. I was sleeping in my car that night, and I luckily somehow got out really before the floodwaters could take my car and myself away. And then I received help from FEMA through the Transitional Sheltering Assistance. And then they said, there's a deadline, everybody has to get out. And so I had some people knock on my door and see how I felt about it. They're like, well, you want to do a protest? Yeah, let's do a protest. So we did that, and we went to the mayor's office, and we demanded assistance, because it wasn't just me. It wasn't just people out here, just regular people in the hotels. It was the elderly, the disabled, the people who can't stand up for themselves. And we stood up for them, and we been the voice for them to get them extended through the hotel vouchers so that they were not out in the streets during the winter storm. Until to this day, they're still in the hotels because we fought back, because we stood up against our government, because we stood up against the deadlines for the hotels, and they're still sheltered today, but that's not where it's ending. We still got a lot of work to do when I get home. We still have a lot of work so that these people are not thrown out of the hotels with homelessness, and that they have shelter and they have somewhere to go when they leave these hotels.
So so they're kicking people out of hotels. And they're saying they don't have enough money to keep people in?
I don't honestly know. They're saying that FEMA wasn't able to reach them. They're saying that they weren't in contact with FEMA. When that's a lie, because I myself have stayed in contact with FEMA. These people, this mom of 7, has stayed in contact with FEMA, but they still said with a blanket that everybody has to get out by this certain date. And they were not out here reaching out to their own community to see their needs and see that they were not this random people. These are people who can't walk. This is a man who's going to chemo. This is people who need our help and needed help, that they were just saying, whatever, just get out. And they didn't. We made them aware that they need to come out and reach out to their community members to see that these people, they need help.
Your shirt says Altadena is not for sale. We were talking to someone yesterday who was telling us that when his house burned down, people were immediately calling him and asking him to sell his land. I mean, what are your thoughts on that? I mean, what do you have to say to these real estate developers who are trying to buy people's land?
Fuck y'all. This is our land. This is our house. I am Native American, and I'm going to say it once again for everybody. This is our land. This is not for sale. It's not your property. People in here in Altadena have fought tooth and nail and have multi-generational homes. That is their own land. And it's not for sale. They're not giving it up, and they will not go down without a fight. I in Asheville will stand up for the people in Altadena, and the people in Asheville who they're trying to push out the poor, push out the people who don't make their city look good. I will stand up and fight with them as well, every day, as long as it takes, to get these people housed, to get these homes rebuilt, to get these communities rebuilt.
Were you seeing similar things like that in Asheville?
Yeah, at the city council meeting, we went to the city council meeting to see that the governor said that there's $220 million that was put towards recovery relief, and we seen for ourselves in the city council meeting their plans was for a 3-year business development, that the money was being used for that, and the money was supposed to have gone for immediate recovery for needs, and it was not being for that. They had no plans of doing a recovery for needs. And so that's what we're standing up for, is use the money what it's supposed to be for, not this 3-year development plan. That these people who are being asked to sell their land is to make Los Angeles LA point 2. That's not what it's going to be used for. This money is going to be used to rebuild these livelihoods and the history that goes along with it.
And finally, you came here all the way from Asheville. What's your message to people in Altadena, people in Pasadena, people who have lost their homes here in LA?
Asheville will stand with you. We will stand with you and fight. We'll fight for these livelihoods. We'll fight for these communities. We'll fight for these children and fight for the history that is behind everything that's been burned.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So that was MJ again from Asheville, North Carolina, traveled all the way here to be with survivors of the LA fires. And they're with a group called Altadena is Not for Sale. And they have a website, lafiresurvivors.org. And I think they also have ashevillefiresurvivors.org. But anyway, you know, it's so interesting when these people get together and they, you know, people who have gone through similar experiences, but maybe they're in different cities, maybe they're in different neighborhoods, but the experience is the same of being abandoned and of being abandoned by your government, of being abandoned and lied to by city officials. And when they come together and they share their stories and they talk, you know, when those walls come down, people start to realize no matter where you are, no matter who's in office, the system treats us all the same and spits on us and lies to us. So we're going to try to move into the...
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a racist state! Israel is a racist state! 1, 2, 3, 4! 1, 2, 3, 4! Occupation no more! Occupation no more! 5, 6, 7, 8! 5, 6, 7, 8! Israel is a racist state! Israel is a racist state! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Money for jobs and education! 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 Not for wars and deportation! All right, we're going to try. Hey, Trump! When I say, hey, Trump, can't you hear? You're going to say, immigrants are welcome here. You got it? Hey, Trump, can't you hear? 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 Up, up, up with the people. Down, down, down with Trump. Up, up, up with the people. 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 With the people. We're gonna say, hey, hey, ho, ho, LAPD's gotta go, okay? Hey, hey, ho, ho. LAPD's gotta go. 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 No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. No Trump, no KKK. No Trump, no KKK.
Ready?
No Trump, yeah, sure. No KKK. No Trump, no KKK.
Oh, why don't you come over here?
No Trump, no KKK. No Trump.
So, we're joined by one of the demonstrators here. You want to introduce yourself however you'd like?
Hi, my name is Marty, and I'm a concerned neighbor.
Concerned neighbor, okay. Good to know. So what brought you out here?
There's so much, honestly. A lot of my friends are a part of a vast network of different organizations here, and it's just so inspiring to see all of them congregate together for this cause. I think a lot of unity is needed in these times, we really need to start working together because we're just getting further and further alienated. They're taking our money away. So now is the time to really get together, and I want to make sure to support them as well.
What would you say is maybe your biggest issue or biggest concern with the now administration?
I just think U.S. imperialism is going to get worse. I think a lot of these tech industry giants are going to get more money. Drones, just warfare is just going to evolve. And I think a lot more people are going to suffer across the globe. And I think it's our responsibility as inhabitants of the imperial power to fight back against that, not normalize it. And whether you're left, right, just bring that collective class consciousness together. I would say that's my biggest concern right now.
And what do you think needs to be like the next thing that happens? Like, where do you think this needs to go in order to defeat Trump's agenda?
I still believe in many ways in the local electoral system. I think we really need to elect those that truly have a pure heart, or that, as pure as you can be, or are altruistic in their goals, they have their values, to those local positions, whether it's school board, city council, or assembly or senate, etc. We really just got to empower the people that we know will do well and believe in them and give them the support for them to continue and get elected and keep it going. Once you're in high places, you can inspire others to also keep running too. So just really building local networks and empowering those in the electoral sense.
Thank you so much. That's your local concerned neighbor. Lot of friendly people out here in LA. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Have a good one. So we're just continuing down the street here. Maybe we can get a shot of the size here, but they're probably like maybe 1,000 people or more, but it's pretty big. Oh, hell yeah.
When do we want it? And if not now. Up with the people. Down, down, down with Trump. Up with the people. Up with the people.
So we got some friends here who are joining us. So who are we speaking with?
My name is Benjamin Vizcarra Barton. I'm with Jewish Voice for Peace Los Angeles.
Okay. So why'd you come out here today? Why do you think it's important? And also, if you could turn your body, walk backwards with me. Sorry, I know it's tricky. But yeah, why are you out here?
Out here today representing anti-Zionist Jews. I'm out here repping Chicanos and Chicanas everywhere, Latinos. We're out here demanding, care for the fires after they ravaged Los Angeles. Thank you. And especially, we got our ceasefire in Palestine, but we're here for liberation. So ceasefire is step one, liberation is next.
One thing that Trump kept saying over and over is like how he's for peace, like how he's going to bring peace, and now he's saying that because the ceasefire got put in, he did that. What would you say? I mean, what do you think Trump thinks about Palestine, about peace?
Yes, Trump does not care about Palestine, nor does he care about peace. He is beholden to the military-industrial complex, which, line the pockets of the people around him, and are responsible for the genocide in Gaza. Not only that, but they deprive Americans everywhere of health care, of all the basic services that we require, that we're missing. All the money that goes to them does not go to the people. And the people who need it most, who are out here today, who have lost their homes in fires, who have been scammed by insurance companies, all of that.
I mean, California is was a big supporter of Israel, was it not? Like they sent a lot of money there, did they not?
California in general, I mean, I wouldn't know about that. I think there's many different people who have given to Israel, many different governments who have supplied. What I can say is that here in California, there's a lot of arms manufacturers who were sending weapons to Israel, who were contributing to the genocide in Gaza. And I am here as an anti-Zionist Jew of California. A large network of anti-Zionist Jews, of non-Zionist Jews who are saying no to the support for Israel, saying no to the genocide in Gaza.
And lastly, I mean, what do you think needs to happen? Like, we keep fighting, we fight for reforms. We're fighting for what, rights we've obtained through decades and decades of struggle, only for them to be taken away. Like, what needs to be done to finally defeat not just Trump's far-right agenda, but actually, bring about a new world and a new system?
Absolutely. I think there's many different avenues for change. Some require reform within our government. Others require a larger, more broad way of changing our culture and our government and just the way we think about the world. We need a people-focused government, not a profit-focused government. That changes through not only like progressive politics in the first place, to just have small reforms going, while people in the streets here can push for a cultural change to really change how we think about politics and how we think about the world around us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah.
Can I talk to you?
Yeah, sure.
Trump has stolen my business innovations. And he did it when he was in presidency. He's opened, my business is Lecore, Lecore, Inc. And he has opened another company, dropped the E on the car, and he has stolen my formula, and he's trying to murder me.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, the march continues. Trump, is murdering many people.
The people united will never be defeated. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. 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 All right, we're gonna try some chants in Spanish so Trump can hear us. When I say Trump, escucha, you say estamos en la lucha. You ready? Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha. 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 Trump, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. La policía, la migra, la misma porquería. La policía, la migra. La misma porquería. La policía, la migra.
We're gonna go this way.
La policía, la migra.
So we're here speaking with
Melody.
Melody.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. What does your sign say?
So this is a MLK quote. I believe speaking on Vietnam, it says, "We must see now that the evils of racism, economic exploitation, and militarism are all tied together, and you can't get rid of one without getting rid of the other." And I brought this here today because I think it's very, very relevant to the times and why we're all here protesting on Inauguration Day.
Obviously, what is the specific issue, or is there a specific issue that you're concerned about with this incoming administration?
Yes, for me, I'm very worried about his deportation, the views that he has. For me, myself, coming from an immigrant family, it means a lot. And already having a family member who has been deported already, it's very scary. Just, we don't know what's going to happen. And, just confusion and a bunch of feelings, that's something that it really resonates with me.
At Breakthrough, we feel like this is such an important issue because Trump is clearly using undocumented people as like a scapegoat to say like, oh, this is why Americans are like suffering. What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's fucked up. You know, I really don't understand what his logic is there, because you know, immigrants are the base of this, especially here in Los Angeles. We're the base of everything. You know, if it wasn't for immigrants, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be, you know, no, the world wouldn't be moving the way it would be if it wasn't for immigrants. Yeah.
One of our producers told me that you're in high school.
Yes, I am in high school.
That's amazing. How'd you like get politicized so young?
Well, I think I tie it back to my history class in junior year. You know, my teacher, he taught us the truths of the world, and he wasn't afraid to, you know, water down anything. And it just really showed me that, like, wow, like seeing the way, especially these kids in school back then, how they use their power and their voice, you know, protesting for unjust laws and rules. It inspired me and made me realize, like, dang, like, I can really get out here and use my power for something good.
That's amazing. What would you tell like other young people about the importance of getting involved in politics, about like studying and learning like you are?
Well, I would say it's incredibly important. I hope that you realize that you have a lot of power as a young person, a lot of power. And if you get together with other young people, you can revolutionize. It's incredibly important, and it makes you feel motivated. It makes you feel inspirational. It makes you feel a bunch of emotions. And yeah, I think everybody should get out to the streets, just protest. You know, get with the system. You know, get down with the system. Yep.
Appreciate you. I remember when I was younger, it always felt like older people would try to tell us like, oh, you know, you just don't know what you're talking about. Like you're naive, you know.
I don't believe in that. Yeah, I don't believe in that. We know this is our future, you know. It's important for us to step out because this is the future that we're going to have to live in. Yep.
Well, so well said. Thank you so much. I appreciate your words. Yeah. So we're just continuing with this march. The energy's still high. You hear people chanting. People are getting excited over something. Someone is hung out the window with a Palestinian flag, so people are cheering him on. Oh, and yeah, it looks like there's some people showing their support. Incredible.
We say fight back! We say fight back!
I'm good. Can we, you want to just...
Sure.
What's up?
Well, you know, just coming out here, making sure that all our voices are heard, and making sure that people know this is not just a Trump MAGA thing. This is a capitalism system thing.
Yeah, I see you've got not only fuck Donald Trump, but you got fuck Joe Biden. Tell us about that.
I want to crush the mentality of the lesser evil. It just keeps us in this cycle. We supposedly saved democracy in 2020, and look at where we are now, with everyone just publicly bending the knee to Trump. It's only gotten worse, so we got to figure it out somehow. This is not the way.
What do you think are the biggest threats to democracy?
I would definitely say the oligarchy, everyone coming together, and there's basically 4 people in charge now. And yeah, I don't have all the answers, but I know that what we're doing right now, it can't continue.
What do you think people should do? I mean, it feels like we just go from administration to administration fighting for basic rights, which should, be a given. What do you think we need to do, not just to retain our rights, but also build a new system where we don't have to fight anymore?
Definitely get to know your community, whether that's an organization or if it's just your neighbors. We take care of each other. Clearly, as evidenced by the fires, we can't wait for government systems or even large nonprofits to save us. It's up to our neighbors because we know what we need.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your words. All right, so continuing on, I think we have another interview. We'll go this way. Hi, how's it going?
Good, thank you.
You want to introduce yourself to our audience?
Sure, my name is James McVer. I'm president of AFT 1521 Faculty Guild.
Okay, so what are some of the main threats facing organized labor and teachers under this administration?
Well, I mean, one, he's talked about dismantling the Department of Education, which kind of regulates things, but it also cuts the funding. If they cut funding, we would have to cut classes for our students and not be able to offer them the opportunities they need so they can continue their education and graduate.
That's been a big theme of this administration is they're saying, we're going to cut this program, and they make it sound like, that's like money that's going to go in your pocket or like it's somehow going to benefit you. What would that really mean for people's, not just students, but like people's children who are going to school? What does that look like on a daily basis?
Well, it means denying them an opportunity at a future that's different than working for minimum wage at Walmart or Amazon, allowing them to pursue their dreams, to get a higher education, and pursue the life that they really want and they deserve.
And, you also spoke today. You spoke today about the legacy of Dr. King. Obviously, we're celebrating Dr. King Day on this Inauguration Day. What do you think? Why did you bring that up? What is Dr. King's legacy? Why is that important to remember today?
Because Dr. King fought for our rights to have equal rights in the education system, in the workspace, within the civil society. And we kind of forget how deep that struggle was and how difficult it was. So sometimes we forget we have to continue the struggle. As Angela Davis said, that freedom is a constant struggle. So it's not over because we got certain civil rights guaranteed to us, like the vote and the right to go to a certain school. We have to protect the right to a low-cost free education and opportunities for working-class people.
One thing there's a shift happening in this country around organized labor and around, workers' rights in general. It feels more and more like people are waking up to the fact that there's a small clique of billionaires who are really just, hoarding all the wealth. What do you think about this as someone in organized labor? Do you feel like there's a shift happening in favor of labor and workers?
I mean, absolutely. For a long period of time, people have given up on the idea that they too could be millionaires, and they've kind of realized that we need to tax people who make that kind of money. And what's even better, they need to offer better wages to their employees. I like something Elizabeth Warren said a long time ago when she was running. She said, I want to tax billionaires to their millionaires. Well, I think we say that's 999 million. If you can't live off of 999 million, there's something wrong with you. But I got another idea. If you don't want to be taxed, pay your worker better wages. And that's what people are fighting for. We're tired of seeing people who are living fat off of other people's work. It's not the millionaire that made the money at Starbucks. It's the barista that made the money at Starbucks. And they get so little of it back. And this has to stop.
And finally, talking about the rights we've won over the years. It feels like many of them are just under attack, could slip from our fingers under this administration. What do you think needs to happen, not just to defend our existing rights, but also secure new rights and, build a system where we don't need to keep fighting every 4 years?
Well, there's a lot that needs to be done for that. One, we need a system where you have more than just two parties as an option. That's definitely something that we need. But we also need to remember that we have to constantly support those who support us. And what I mean by that is if there's politicians out there who are pro-worker, who are pro-people of color, pro-queer people, we need to let them know it's okay to be open and do that, right? Because too often they're afraid, so they end up going to the middle or going to the right because they're trying to get elected.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah, and great speech today. Thank you so much. How's it going? What's that?
Can I make a comment?
Yeah, sure.
Recording me, right? Hello, my name is Fyodor Simonov, and I came to America from Russia, Moscow, escaping Putin's regime, and I still cannot satisfy my needs here in U.S. because I have disability, I have problem, and I have medical needs. And the problem, what I started living here in the shelter with very, very strict rules. And any reasonable person will see that the rules very restrictive, very oppressive. And for example, you cannot bring a pillow to live in the shelter, your pillow. You cannot have freedom in your time. You need to every time sign in, sign out. And it's impossible to live more than 1 year in these shelters. But people has no alternative. All homeless people, all disabled people, they're depriving in right to build their own homes. Even tiny homes is prohibited. So I'm escaping genocide, and I'm now in kind of genocide. People who are reasonable, they don't want to live in taxpayers' money. They can satisfy their needs independently. But in the zoning and building laws for their land, if they bought the land, must be relaxed. They took out people from streets and call it not atrocity, but it will be atrocity to evict somebody from their homes. Yes, United States government, building and safety division, zoning, they're evicting people from their homes. If they build their homes, tiny homes, or even put trailer on their land, it's not fair. It's a genocide. It's a natural form of genocide. But United States government, they take money and funding police, funding fire department, and anyways, homes burn like we have wildfires right now in LA. It's not reasonable. They build their homes for 8 millions, 10 millions, and their home burned. You see, even trees still in that areas what people lost homes. I can take their woods and build my home from that woods, and it will not burn. We don't need so much money in fire department. We don't need so much money in the police, but they need universal health care to resolve our needs. Because I believe, and it's true, people cannot have a deal with clinics. It's very, very difficult sphere of law to have a relationship with clinic. We need government to help us, and people can live independent and better. I for better living. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Of course, yeah. Thank you. Couldn't really hear that guy, but I hope he said something interesting.
Up with the people. Up with the people. Up with the people. Hey Trump, can't you hear? Immigrants are welcome here. Hey Trump, can't you hear? 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 Refugees are welcome here. Hey Trump, can't you hear? Hey Trump, can't you hear? Hey Trump, can't you hear?
Hey, Trump,
Dice que
did you
speaking
hear
in English,
that?
because it's good.
The people united will never be defeated.
One minute, only 1 minute.
Okay.
Only 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
People united. The people united. The people united. The people united. El pueblo unido. 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 Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha. 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 Estamos en la lucha. Woo! All right, yo, we got a lot of love for our immigrant folks. We know we're not going to leave them alone. We're not going to let them fight along. Is that right? Yeah. Are we afraid of the rays that are going to come down on us? No, because a people's movement is going to stop the race. Is that right? Yeah. Are we afraid of the racist police? Yeah. A people's movement will end police brutality. Is that right? Yeah. All right, in the spirit of immigrant rights, I want you to entertain me real quick with the following chant, okay? It's the chant that comes with the immigrant rights tradition. It's in Spanish, and the way that it goes is, whoever doesn't jump is ice. You get me? We're gonna end with that one, and then we're gonna start a quick end round. El que no brinque es yankee. That's what you say, okay? El que no brinque is yankee. El que no brinque is yankee. All right, and while we do that, we want to jump to show them so they could hear us. You ready? El que no brinques. My bad. That's my bad. That's my bad. I said ice, so it's migra, right? Although we are down with the Yankees, is that right? Yeah. Down with U.S. imperialism, down with the Yankees. But we're gonna go. El que no brinque es migra. You ready? Yeah. All right. El que no brinque es migra. 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 All right, folks, we're about to make some room for this massive crowd that we have. Take a look behind you. All right? You probably can't see all the way back, but it looks beautiful from up here. So our truck's about to move, and the people are going to move with it. Is that right? All right. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Occupation is a crime! Occupation is a crime! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Long live Palestine! Occupation is a crime! Occupation is a crime! Okay, we're going to talk about the city we are in right now. Make some noise if you love Los Angeles! Make some noise if you believe Los Angeles will be free! Let me say, Karen Bass, you're a liar! It's your fault our town's on fire! Karen Bass, you're a liar! It's your fault our town's on fire! Karen Bass, you're a liar! It's your fault our town's on fire!
Hey man, so we're with someone who wants to send a message to the internet.
¿Ahorita?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, vengo de México, soy de Guadalajara, México. Soy de Guadalajara, México, pero ya hace más de 35 años que vine aquí a Estados Unidos para ayudar a mi familia. Y ahora estoy legal, pero a mí me preocupa por los amigos, por los seres queridos que yo tengo. Entonces, no quiero que haya deportaciones. Quiero que el pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Es todo. Viva la cuarta transformación.
Right on. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. All right, so we're gonna keep going. Rachel's on the truck there, so this is trying new things in Los Angeles. But
Newsom, you're a liar. It's your fault our town's on fire. It's your fault our town's on fire. Gavin Newsom, you're a liar. Gavin Newsom, you're a liar. It's your fault our town's on fire. It's your fault our town's on fire. Gavin Newsom, you're a liar. Gavin Newsom, you're a liar. It's your fault our town's on fire. It's your fault our town's on fire. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. No Trump, no KKK. No Trump, no KKK. No Trump, no KKK. No Trump, no KKK. Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Now look, folks, Trump is very, very far away. He's all the way in D.C. Do you think he can hear us? Well, let's make sure everyone up there in the White House, everyone on Capitol Hill, everyone in D.C. can hear the people roar. Trump, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. Trump, escucha. Estamos en la lucha. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. El pueblo unido. El pueblo unido. El pueblo unido. El pueblo unido.
How's it going?
El pueblo unido.
Here for the march.
Okay. What's your stick? This is a really cool shirt.
Yes.
Where'd you get it?
I got it at this union meeting back in September.
You're in a union?
No, I'm not in a union right now. I've been in before, but I'm looking to.
El pueblo unido.
I want to join. I want to join a union because I'm very pro-union. I am. Yes.
Okay. What brings you out today?
Because for protests, I want to make sure that we demand the Trump administration ends the genocide in Gaza, as well as make that we demand him for our rights, such as election integrity.
Okay. And how do you think we change this? How do you think we fight back against the Trump administration?
How do we fight back against the Trump administration? We have to demand him to do things he won't do. We work with him in things he agrees on, but if he does things that are problematic, we call him out for it.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Shut it down! Gavin Newsom, you're a liar! Gavin Newsom, you're a liar! Gavin Newsom, you're a liar!
Hey, how's it going? We just switched camera operators, so I don't know who's still on the stream. Maybe I can start reading the YouTube comments, but this march is still going strong. But I'm gonna pull up the stream right quick. See what you guys are saying. Let's see. All right, so I'm reading the comments now, guys. Please let me know if there's anything you want to see or if you have any questions. But yeah, this march is still going. We've been going since 2 p.m., so this is hour 3.
Are we ready to show Trump, and Gov't Nusa what we made of? Are we ready for an independent people's movement that's going to take back what's ours? Yes! We're going to have a few speakers come and bless the mic to end up the rally today. We want to ask you, if you're in the back, if you come a little bit closer, that way you can hear us, so we can end the rally today. First, I want to invite Cameron Hurt. Cameron Hurt is a member of the Answer Coalition. Answer stands for Act Now to End War and Stop Racism. Please help me welcome Cameron.
We demand full fire relief. We demand a right to housing, healthcare, and education. We demand full rights for immigrants. We demand a free Palestine. And the people will be victorious. This is a beautiful crowd, everybody. My name is Cameron with the Answer Coalition. Act now to stop war and end racism. That's a big task, I know, but do you feel ready to take it on? Are we gonna do it? This is an organization that was founded just days after 9/11, and we have fought back against every illegal US war for profit, from the Bush era, to the Obama era, to the Trump era, to the Biden era. And no matter what, even with this new Trump era, we're gonna make it the people's era. Is that all right? I am so inspired that we were able to do this on day 1 of this new Trump administration, because we're not going to let this be a day of mourning. It's not going to be a day of backing down, of resigning, of stepping back. We are going to fight back. And it's beautiful. I look around and I see people from all backgrounds. Do we have union members in the house? Do we got teachers in the house? We got nurses in the house? Healthcare workers in the house? Construction workers in the house? Okay. We have a tough fight ahead, and we're going to need each and every one of you in that struggle. Are you ready? I have to say, today we commemorate the tragically cut short life of Dr. Martin Luther King. I know everyone can see that irony that Inauguration Day is the same day as Martin Luther King Day. But it is our duty, it's our task to keep the spirit of what he fought for and what millions have fought for across the centuries alive. Not just today, but every single day until we win. And I'm not talking about the Dr. King of the history textbooks when they water it down, when they give us a version of him that makes the rich happy, that makes the elites happy, that makes the white supremacists happy. I'm talking about the Dr. King who called for a radical revolution of values. The Dr. King who called for a radical redistribution of economic and political power. The Dr. King who put everything on the line to connect the civil rights movement to the voting rights movement, to the struggle to end the war in Vietnam, to the workers' rights movement. The Dr. King who gave his life fighting for sanitation workers in Memphis on April 4th, 1968. That King lives on. Martin Luther King listened to his 1967 speech about the 3 evils of society: racism, militarism, and poverty. Do you still feel those three evils today? Can you feel it in your bones? Do your communities feel it? Then let's keep fighting until we defeat those evils and build a system based on justice. One of his very popular quotes is that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice. But Dr. King also taught us that we have the power to bend that history and move it in the direction we need it to move. I want to quote Salvador Allende, the president of Chile, murdered by a U.S. coup in 1973 on a day like this one. He said, "La historia es nuestra y la hacen los pueblos." History is ours and the people make it. We are here united to defeat the billionaire agenda, and we have seen what that agenda means. From Hurricane Helene in Asheville, to the terrible fires that have devastated Los Angeles, Hurricane Katrina, Hurricane Harvey, the list goes on. The genocide in Gaza, that is the billionaire's agenda. It is not the people's agenda, is it? And the billionaire agenda has not just one, but two parties that it controls. We've seen Biden and Trump endlessly fund the genocide in Palestine. We've seen both of them sanction Cuba. We've seen both of them destabilize Latin America, attack Venezuela. And just this month, tell me if you saw it, did you see Obama and Trump laughing together? They can't even hide that they are friends, that they work together, and that they're against us. Did you hear that Biden welcomed Trump to the White House this morning with a tea party? They had a nice tea party together. Can you believe that? Do you see Gavin Newsom or Karen Bass in the crowd today? Where are they? Who knows? But they're not here with the people, and that tells you exactly what they think about the billionaire agenda. They facilitate the billionaire agenda. So will we let billionaires decide our future? Will we let them get away with attacking our immigrant community? Attacking our LGBTQ community? Attacking the black and indigenous people of this world? No. Will we let them drag us into World War III? That's right. That means we need to stay in the streets. That means we need to organize, because the struggle we're in is a long one. If you ever feel tired in this struggle, I want you to remember the sacrifices of the thousands of Palestinian political prisoners, of the people of Gaza, of the people who have suffered in those Israeli Zionist jails. I want you to remember the sacrifices of our brother, Leonard Peltier, who is set to be released today after 49 years of unjust detention. The sacrifices of Rochelle McGee, who lived 67 years in the prison system and who was finally released in 2023. We should all be inspired by these victories of the Palestinian people, of the indigenous people, of the black liberation struggle, and so many more who give us hope. And we won't stop until Mumia Abu Jamal, Imam Jamil Al-Amin, and all of our political prisoners are free from here to Palestine. So Trump wants today to be a celebration. He invited his billionaire friends and had them front row. He had Carrie Underwood sing. I heard Kid Rock was there. I heard about Snoop. Nelly, even Nelly. Come on, what's going on? But they won't be celebrating for long, I can promise you that. Because the people's movement is here and we have something to say. And we're not going to stop until we get what we deserve. In over 80 cities, from DC to Los Angeles, from Asheville, North Carolina to San Francisco, we are united across this vast country in the struggle against the billionaires and the war machine. I got to shout out even in the so-called red states, right? In Jackson, Mississippi, in Boise, Idaho, in Ohio too, yes. In Birmingham, Alabama, people are standing up because there's no such thing as a red state or a blue state. We've got working class people from coast to coast who are going to fight back and who are going to win. So I'll close with this, folks. I hope you see the power of today's movement. Donald Trump can try all he wants to inaugurate his billionaire agenda, his program of hate, but we are going to inaugurate something even stronger. We are going to inaugurate the new wave of the movement for our people's liberation. And no matter what lies Trump and his cronies try to tell us, when they threaten us, when they attack us, we will not give up the fight. We will not give up the fight. We will not give up the fight. The future is ours if we're willing to fight for it, and I'm willing to fight with each and every one of you. Let's make this happen.
Give it up for Cam. Give it up for Cameron. All right, so we said earlier, we got a lot of labor in the building, right? It's great to see labor solidarity, immigrant rights solidarity, a lot of solidarity in the building. So I want to ask if you could help me welcome Chenel from the United Auto Workers Region 872. Please help me welcome Chenel.
Who streets? Who streets? Who streets? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? When workers' rights are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Hello, everyone! I feel so honored to be here today, speaking with all of you, my comrades, my fellow workers, my peers, my friends, the community of LA. I am here today with the United Auto Workers 872. We represent the graduate student workers at USC. And if you're here today, you probably know what we're up against in these next few years. We are up against a government that is dedicated to slashing our basic rights. We are up against a slate of anti-climate, anti-LGBTQ, anti-immigrant violence. We are up against an all-out war on the working class. But if you are here today, you also know that we as the working class are not just objects of history. We move history and we win. We win every time. As long as there have been workers and capitalists, there have been class struggle, there has been resistance. And the protections that we win for ourselves have come from our mass demonstrations of worker power. It's never come from the single politicians and the billionaire elites of this society. It's come from us taking to the streets and using our voices, using our people power. We have struggled and won before, winning our right to form unions, our right to strike, our right to rest. We're gathered here today in the spirit of the civil rights movement, and that Civil Rights Act wasn't won by some good-natured politicians, right? It was won by us on the streets. So as much as today sucks, as much as we don't know what the future holds, we do know one thing. Our movement did not begin and end with elections. It does not begin and end with the inauguration of a fascist, bigoted president of the United States. And so we are here today to understand what's in front of us as organizers, as leaders of our class, so we know how we can get together and fight back. In Trump's first presidency, he was seen as an anomaly, right? He was seen as some guy outside the political establishment, but now he's back. He's more organized than ever. He has friends. He has networks. His administration is inheriting a system that was designed against us. And so as union organizers, what are we going to do? We're going to get organized. We're going to fight back. We're going to sign up more members now than ever. We're going to build the movement that we've built here in Los Angeles, that we've taken all over the world for the liberation of Palestine, to Cuba, to the Philippines. We are against the capitalist imperialist machine that is the United States. We are going going to commit to organizing through our unions, through our communities, ensuring that our rights are protected and guaranteed. We know that every right we've won is through our worker power. It's the same people power that just led Amazon workers to launch one of the most historic strikes against the richest men and richest corporations in the world today. Our people power is the way we've come together as the city of Los Angeles to help each other, to lift up our communities in the wake of the devastating fires. We keep each other safe. And so as members of a growing working class movement, we know that we aren't going to stop Trump by returning to the way things were. We are not going to rely on another election in 4 years' time. We want all of our labor protections and all of our rights through movements just like the one that we have begun here today. Trump's administration will not be the first to serve billionaires and business moguls at the expense of the working class. Anti-immigration attacks did not begin under the Republican administration, not under Trump. The imperialist war, the imperialist project that we've gathered here to protest against did not begin under the Trump administration. So it's the mass movements of people, of working people, that will win the reforms that we are gathered here today for, and it will be the massive movement of working people that will fight back against the far-right billionaire agenda. Who's got the power? What kind of power? What kind of power? What kind of power? Thank you.
Give it up for Chenel. Our next speaker, it's going to be Jazz Peck. Jazz Peck is with Artists Against Apartheid. But before I bring her up, I want you to look to that way to see the amazing artistic intervention that they did for today. And if you could see, it's Trump and his puppets inside of a jail cell. That's the future of what we're going to do to the Trump administration. Am I right? Please help me welcome Jazz with Artists Against Apartheid.
أناديكم أشد على يديكم وأبص الأرض ترتنيالكم وأقول لفتكم أناديكم أشد على يديكم وأبص الأرض ترتنيالكم وأقول لفتكم. I call on you. I clasp your hands, I kiss the ground beneath your feet, and I say that I offer your life for mine. I give you the light of my eyes as a gift, and the warmth of my heart. The tragedy that I live is that I share your tragedies. My name is Jazz. I am here with Artists Against Apartheid. We are a 15,000 strong organization dedicated to utilizing our power to combat the genocide occurring in Palestine. We know that when fire rages in Palestine, a fire must rage here within us. We know too that the same causes of the devastation in Palestine that reaches men, women, children, as the same causes of the devastation that reaches the men, women, and children here, the people who've lost their homes, their schools, their livelihoods to fire in Altadena and in the Palisades. We have talked a lot about what we must do. We know that our role is to be in the streets, but I want to emphasize that the eyes of the world are on Los Angeles currently. And we have a responsibility to tell our story. Because if we do not, the ruling class will kill us and blame the wind. It is our responsibility to speak truth with every breath that we take, to raise our voices consistently, not only because that is what effectuates change, that is how we free political prisoners, that is how we get fire relief, that is how we change the world, but also because it allows us to come together in community. We keep each other safe, we build the movement together, and that is how we make our demands known. That is why we must tell the world that we want to use the funds that we earn for this nation for reconstruction of the neighborhoods that are devastated not by natural disasters, but by climate catastrophes that are caused by the ruling class. I'm a worker in the Hollywood industry, and I have seen my livelihood devastated once by a healthcare crisis caused by the ruling class during the pandemic, next by the ruling class devastating labor and undergoing a series of historic strikes in the industry. And now again, we face uncertainty because of fire. Our responsibility here is to stand with each other, and time and again, as we are called upon, to tell people who the true heroes are. Not the LAPD, who left people stranded in their homes as they struggled to find roads to evacuate. Exactly. But the heroes, the real heroes, are people like the children from the Pine Grove Youth Camp, a camp of incarcerated firefighters as young as 17 years old, who are being made to walk through fire to get an inch closer to freedom. Thank you! So when we leave this action today, recommit yourselves to showing up again and again and again and telling the story, the true story of who the heroes are and who the villains are, as loud as your voice can reach, until we win, which we will. I believe that we will win. 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 Until total liberation for all of us.
Give it up for Jazz and Artists Against Apartheid for that beautiful performance and words. Very important to have to also fight along the culture of Battlefront. Am I right? All right. Up next, I want to invite another one of our speakers, a very important organization that's been doing work, relief work in the San Fernando Valley as well. I want to bring up Viva Vargas with Migrante San Fernando Valley and the International Migrants Alliance.
What's stronger than a fascist? What's stronger than a fascist? What's stronger than a fascist? Magandang gabi. My name is Viva and I am a member of Migrante San Fernando Valley. I am also here to represent the rest of the National Democratic Movement of the Philippines, as well as the Global Alliance for Migrants, the International Migrants Alliance. Make no mistake, our people know that Trump is a returning fascist, a returning war criminal, and a returning imperialist. And this is not the first time we have to fight against him. Ever since the elections, I've talked to many of the undocumented migrant workers that we organize with across LA County, across the San Fernando Valley. and ask them, how do you feel about the situation? And more than being scared, they say, we've been through this before. So the very people that he's attacking, the very people that this whole administration, this whole government, and this whole state is putting all the blame on, is putting all the attacks on, are ready to take him on head on. These past 12 days, our organizations responded with more urgency than I've ever seen the US government respond to anything. In these past 12 days, we deepened our understanding of the issues of the people, and the wildfires were only another layer added on top to the already existing problems that we're striving to fight against. Migrant and refugee communities here in the United States are facing homelessness, are facing poverty, are facing militarization, and are facing death. And we must organize so that they can take not more than one life again. As we fight for our communities here, as we deepen and widen our roots among our neighborhoods, where they work, where they live, where they go to school, where they kick it, we must understand that we cannot stop at demands, because this government will never give us our true demands. We have to fight for the genuine liberation of our people. And we have to expose to people that it's not only what's in front of them that we're fighting for. What we're fighting for here, higher wages, homes, education, healthcare, are all connected to what we're fighting for overseas. To stop the bombing of our communities, to stop the militarization of our seas, and to stop the genocide of our people. Our task is to organize our communities not only to fight for themselves, but to fight for the people of the world. Migrante primarily organizes Filipino migrants here in the United States. And just in the past 3 months, we've been able to build and deepen our Defend Migrants network. What does this mean? This means that we are able to connect with migrant workers who have never had access to political activism. We are able to share with them the political education and the tools to self-organize and empower themselves and be able to share this with their communities. For the people here who are already part of different people's organizations, we have a big task at hand. We are fighting not only fascists in the United States, but they're puppet fascists in our homelands. They're goons, they're cronies, they're foot soldiers. So as we organize people here for their welfare, for their rights, we have to also understand that we have to support and organize them to see that the fight overseas is a crucial task of ours. To fight for the genuine national liberation of our people back at our homelands. The migrant crisis at the border will not exist if it is not for the U.S. dipping its bloody hands all over the world. And to end the crisis that we are facing, we must kick the U.S. out of our home countries. We must fight for our national sovereignty. And we must fight for self-determination. So as we leave this protest today, I hope that people can know the task. The task is great and the task is clear. We have to commit to organizing day in and day out. We have to overcome all of our challenges that we face in building our organizations and alliances. And we must show this administration that they cannot trample all over our people again. Ang tao, ang bayan, el pueblo unido, the people united, the people united.
Give it up for Viva. All right, yo, we have one last speaker for our program today. I wanted you to help me welcome Ali Ceja. Ali is the Vice President of the American Federation of Teachers, Local 6106. Please help me welcome Ali.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ali. I'm the Vice President of AFT 6106, and I represent the Fullerton College campus. We are part-time educators, college professors, and we are very much exploited. We do not get paid for any of the teaching, for anything besides the one-on-one that we do, all the grading that we do, everything that we do on the side, grade, chat, answer students' emails, answer even to our own HR, answer emails of other educators, creating the syllabus. We do that all for free. But today, I want to discuss something more important and set at the front. The real fight and the reason why we are here today as AFT 6106. Our hearts goes out to all of those people, all the survivors and their families and their communities who have tragically lost their homes and their belongings, and their memories, and their dreams, everything that they had fought and worked for to keep Altadena alive and vibrant is now gone for them. And we are here to extend our empathy, and we are here not just to extend our empathy, but to fight until they receive full compensation for their loss. We have witnessed over the last few weeks workers aiding the relief of the LA wildfires. They have been immigrants across the borderline. They have been workers that are also imprisoned. We have also witnessed LA communities, LA organizations, the people themselves, LA labor unions that are here today come out and provide emergency aid, provide housing, provide transportation, provide financial resources. All while our government has neglected our communities. And as AFT 6106, we stand with the people, with the survivors, with the communities, and we also stand with immigrant workers. We stand with those that are unjustly imprisoned and are having to also set those wildfires down. We are here to also stand with all the labor unions, all the community organizations that are here today, and fight alongside one another. As billionaires this morning gathered and counted their wins, we the people, we are here to fight back against Trump's extreme billionaire right-wing agenda. And we are here to make our own demands. We also celebrate and count our wins today. Today, we remember the vision of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who carried in seeing their connection between achieving racial equality and supporting the labor movement. Most people know Dr. King only as a civil rights leader, but we also remember him as a powerful and radical labor leader. So as we see Trump's administration attack our people, our communities, our families, our immigrant workers, and as they exploit workers all across the nation, we recommit ourselves. Just like Dr. King had a vision for us, we rededicate ourselves into speaking out on the very issues that he led the fight on. Fighting against racial injustice, healthcare disparity, and economic inequity. So Trump, listen here. You and your billionaire friends, we are speaking to you today. We want you to know that we will continue building our unions. We will continue building our communities. And we will continue building coalitions to fight against your attacks on our professions, our students, our schools, and our communities, including our immigrant families and our queer students and members. Today and every day, we fight back. Because when we fight back, we win. When we fight back, we win.
Give it up for Ali. Give it up for all the speakers. Before we end today, I want to remind everyone that this fight is not just against Trump, am I right? It's against the Republicans. It is against the Democrats. It is against their lackeys and their puppets in Washington, am I right? It's against Nusa. It's against Bass. It's against LA City Council that just last week, the so-called progressive city council that just last week delayed an important agenda point to extend the moratorium on the rents for fire victims. Is that just? Why is it that it's always like this? Why is it that every piece of legislation that they always pass is never in line with the people? That ain't right. Is that right? Right? When it comes to the cops, when it comes to giving money to the police, they got lots of money. They have a blank check. When it comes to giving money to genocidal Israel, they have to kill Palestinians and Arab people, they have a blank check. When it comes to making it easier for landlords to evict tenants, they have a blank check. But when it comes to giving basic relief to our people, they got nothing. Is that how democracy is supposed to work? That's right. This is why we're building this fight back movement. This is only day one. Remember, it's only day one. And I want to remember everyone of the words that we heard from the sisters that came all the way from North Carolina earlier, who spoke about the victims of Hurricane Helene, that right now their benefits from FEMA are being in threat of being ended. That's a glimpse of what's going to happen to the people of LA that were victims of the fire. Are we going to let that happen? No. Are we going to let happen what happened to Hawaii happen to LA? No. That's right. For this reason, we have to fight back. I want to finish with the demands that we have as a coalition for the LA fires. We want free and suitable housing, open up vacant apartments and hotels, right? Cancel the rents and mortgages, stop all payments for residents in evacuation zones. Stop the price gouging, protect LA renters from soaring rents. Full compensation now.
I'm a big fan.
Fight the fire, not the people. Stop the criminalization of Angelinos, am I right? And lastly, as we said, we're not going to let to what happened to these other places. We're saying these are not natural disasters. These are criminal negligence. But one thing that no one ever talks about is the aftermath, the rebuild. For that reason, the coalition is saying, resist disaster capitalism. Rebuild LA by putting people over profit, not through greedy corporate redevelopment. Am I right? If you want to sign the petition, once again, I want you to go to lafiresurvivors.org and spread and share it with your friends and family. My beautiful people, it's been an honor to be amongst you and struggle on day one. We will win. I believe that 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 we will win. Woo! Thank you. Give it up for yourselves.